Oh, it wouldn't let me in. Ooh, that got loud over there. It wouldn't let me in, bro. Wouldn't let me into Facebook. Wouldn't let me go live. Good morning. We are gonna jump right in though. We'll make it happen. Hey, do you some mornings? I don't know how to explain it, man. Maybe I'm just a weird person, lives in a weird world. Maybe you and I are aligned and you live in a weird world too. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I do roughly the same thing every morning, right? Roughly the same thing every morning. Wake up at a specific time, 3:50 a.m. on the weekdays. Wake up at 3:50 a.m., grab a big cup of water, big purple cup, ice water, grab my backpack, go downstairs. Once I'm downstairs, I bring out my planner, my Morning 5 planner. Looks similar to this. It's not this one specifically, but it looks similar to this. And then I write down my gratitude and goals. When I'm done writing down my gratitude and goals, then I write this show. And after I write the show, then I pack up, so on and so forth, come to the office, build the show, and then I go live, right? And it's basically the same thing every day. But dude, and I'm telling you, maybe I'm just a weirdo, and that's cool. If you think I'm a weirdo, just be like, bro, you're a weirdo, and that's okay. I'm totally okay with that. But some days, I feel like I have all the time in the world. Like I will go through that whole process. I'll build a show with 40 different B-roll clips and have 12 minutes to spare before it's time to go live. Then I'll do the same thing on another day, like today. I'll do the exact same thing, same process, all of that. Dude, and I've got like 12 clips and starting 3 minutes late. 12 clips starting 3 minutes late. And I couldn't get logged into Facebook on top of that. But does that happen to you? Good morning, Liza. Does that happen to you? Does like time totally exist at different speeds? Like I feel like it's a shift in the universe or something, right? I know I'm getting a little crazy and a little woo-woo. But it's weird to me that the exact same hour and 40 minutes every day can feel so different. Sometimes an hour and 40 minutes, I feel like I have got 4 hours, and then other times an hour and 40 minutes feels like 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we've got a new series this week. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's dive in. Good morning, and welcome to the #1 morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. Husband to 1, father to 9, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Monday. That's right, today is Monday, April 6th. 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Monday, April 6th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, right here on Facebook, where we have done over 2,000 episodes of this morning show, hashtag Rise and Grind. We're also live over on TikTok. And for those of you that want to see behind the scenes over on TikTok, thanks for being here, TikTok folks. I almost forgot to go live over on TikTok. It was about 20 minutes into me building, and I'm like, oh yeah, supposed to be live on TikTok, because it is challenging, my friends, to create new habits to the point where they are easier to do than to not do. It takes a little while. So last week, started getting into the TikTok rhythm. This morning, completely spaced it for a time being, but I am there now. So for those of you that we're on TikTok. I appreciate your patience and grace as well. We also are on YouTube. We're not YouTube live, but for those of you that are watching on replay on YouTube, thanks for being here with us this Monday morning. And of course, those of you that are listening to the podcast that don't watch the show, but just listen to the podcast, thanks for being here as well. Monday, April 6th, 2026, live from Lexington after an absolutely beautiful Easter weekend. It really was. We had a beautiful Easter weekend. I don't know. My hope is for you, if your Easter weekend was 10% of my Easter weekend, then you had an amazing Easter weekend. Now, I'm not saying your Easter was 10% of my weekend. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we had an incredible over-the-top Easter weekend. It was really, really, really fun. It started, there goes all the TikTok people. I think you're supposed to do some likes or taps the screens or something. We're like in some sort of game or something on TikTok, I'm learning. So anyway, sorry for my Facebook folks. I'll get the flow down. Just bear with me as I figure it out. So we had the weekend started off great. Saturday mornings, I am training for this thing called High Rocks. And so Saturday mornings, my workouts are always like pretty intense Saturday mornings. And I felt like I hit it hard this weekend, right? My workout Saturday, it was multiple 600-meter runs at a little less than like a 7.5 minute pace for 600 meters. And then in between those 600 meters, you're doing burpees and wall balls and farmer carries and cable rows and all these different things, right? So super sweaty, super like intense workout. So the weekend started Saturday with that, which was awesome. And then the weather here was just absolutely perfect on Saturday. It really was. It was just 70s, light breeze. It was just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And so we had family all come over. This is what it kind of, here, let me put this on. So this is what it sounds like in the Lundy house when we all have family over on a weekend. Check this out. Play the Wolf Among Us. And then what was the other game? You're not old enough to get into dispatch.
Aren't you going to eat something?
I will.
Are you the one with the baby fever right now?
No.
Mom, just gravy?
Just gravy.
Pretty wild, right? Pretty wild. So that was Saturday. We did a Saturday brunch. Instead of an Easter Sunday, we did a Saturday brunch because the weather was supposed to be nice on Saturday, which it turned out it was. And that opened up the outdoors where we had a lot of people that were in the house, which was awesome. But then we also had outdoor opportunities to go fishing, so on and so forth. Meredith caught a bunch of fish. Caroline was out there with us. Our dog, Skylar, she was swimming in the pond, just having the most beautiful time. My wife's Nanak, she showed up. She's 91 years old, I think it is. She's 90, just over 90, and she came out, and my Aunt Vicky and my Uncle Gary and just everybody. It was just a nice brunch, man. My wife's parents, my parents, everybody was there. It was super, super, super nice. The food was delicious, like absolutely delicious. And then we had dessert, strawberry shortcake, all that stuff. It was just a perfect day. I even got the opportunity that night to take my kids to see Mario Galaxy. So me and Joel and Savannah and Willow and Caroline and Meredith and Fisher, we all went and saw Mario Galaxy movie Saturday night. And then Sunday, of course, was Easter, right? Sunday was Easter. We had a beautiful church service on Sunday. After church, we went home. We got to kind of chill and just like lay around a little bit, right? And we got to chill and lay around a little bit. We did go see our horse, 800. We've got a race horse named 800 that my friend Tumba Cool and his squad are in the process of training so that we can hopefully run in the Kentucky Derby next year. And so the family went by. We visited 800 because he's been out. He's been gone for about 5 weeks out of town. But we got him back in town. Got to take the beautiful Easter photo with everybody all dressed up and dolled up and looking nice. And then last night we went down to the movie theater. We've got a theater in the house. And last night we went to the theater and we watched I Can Only Imagine Part 2. I Can Only Imagine Part 2. We watched that together as a family in our theater. So yes, if you're counting multiple movies this weekend, but it was just a great, powerful weekend, right? My hope is it was a great, powerful weekend for you too. And that brings us to today. That brings us to today, Monday, April 6th, 2026, where we will be kicking off a new series. But before we do, you know what we got to do on this show, right? You know we got to do some dancing on this show. Now, for those of you that watch this show often, there was a show one day where we started using the word brick. Do you guys remember? We were like brick, brick, brick. And so one of the other things I did this weekend too is I tried making a song just using the word brick with AI. Here's a little clip that came out that I think you guys will like.
Brick by brick, yeah, that's the way. 1 foot forward every single day. Just stacking up the wins, building up the lane. Brick, 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 brick. Don't ever stop the grind. Brick, brick. Leave the old self behind.
There's more that I made too. One we will listen to today as we do some dancing on this show. Check this out. No.
Yo, check the blueprint.
Yeah, let's do this one right here.
It's about the steady hand. Foundation is key. Solid.
For those of you that know,
Every single day is a test.
can you guys hear it? Yeah. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe it. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. Oh, thanks for the 1,000 likes over there on TikTok. I appreciate that. This is also the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching this show on live or you're watching this show on replay, say what's up, and I will say what's up back. Does that sound fair? Franklin Chiakin. Which AI tool did I use to create this song? I used, I don't remember what I used.
No shortcuts taken.
I really don't remember what I used. I'll have to look it up. Good morning, Russell Hill. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Tosh Queen, good morning. Melvin Rodriguez, good morning. Patricia Frudenberg is in the building. Good morning, Patricia. Marilyn Wilkin, good morning. Mike Larkin, good morning. Franklin Chiakin, good morning. Great to see you. Chi Okan, maybe? Okan. Trisha Rue, good morning. Spencer Nicholson, good morning. Jim Tursky, good morning. Kevin Mashi Antonio, good morning. Thanks for being here. Mike Rendine is in the building. Good morning, Mike Rendine. We've got Jessica Renee Rice, good morning. Thanks for being here. Michael Barrett is in the building. There's some people over here on TikTok. You guys are blowing it up. Mission Over Motivation is in the building. Trisha is over here as well. Ooh, she sent me a gift. Thanks for the gift. Whoa Girl 99. Whoa Girl 99 is in the building. Thank you for being here. Robert Pollard is in the building. Thanks for being here, Robert. I appreciate you. Soul Salcedo in the building. Bella Rigby in the building. Let's go. Oh, and I'm getting roses and plants. Oh, there's too much going on. My inability to not get distracted sometimes is kicking in big time this morning. Anyways, AI wrote a bunch of fun brick songs this week. So I'm gonna have a different one for you every day of the week. This week. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Also, reminder, we do have a sales workshop coming out on May 19th and 20th. This is free of charge in Lexington, Kentucky. We do not stream these virtually. They are in person only, May 19th and 20th. If you are in sales, want to learn about sales, or have people in your organization that are in sales, send them to the sales workshop, or send yourself to the sales workshop May 19th and 20th in Lexington, Kentucky. All you need to do to register, it's completely free. All you need to do to register is go to 800%.life, 800%.life/events, 800%.life/events. Thanks, Robert Pollard. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think we have to get to, I think the goal today is we have to get to 7,000 likes or something, 5,000. I don't know. It changes every day. Also, we are doing a +1 -1 67-day challenge. It starts today. If you want to be a part of this, text the word HORSE, HORSE, to the number 859-208-2351. Text the word HORSE to the number 859-208-2351. Now, I've had a lot of people that, not a lot, I've had a couple people that are like, yo, I don't have 67 things to remove. How am I going to remove one thing a day for 67 days? No. I apologize. Remove one thing for your life and keep it removed for 67 days. Add one thing to your life and keep it added for 67 days. It's just one thing. It's not 67 things, my overachievers. It's not 67 things. It's one thing. For example, adding meditation daily and stillness, subtracting smoking cigarettes. You don't smoke for 67 days. You meditate every day and sit still for 67 days. +1 -1. That's it for 67 days. If you want to be a part of that and you want some daily accountability to help you get through it, then text me the word HORSE, HORSE. We're doing that because it's the year of the horse. Text me the word HORSE to 859-208-2351. All right, let's go.
There's a criminologist by the name of Max Fry, and he takes pollen samples from the shroud. And do you know what he finds out? There are 58 pollens on the shroud. 38 of them are from Jerusalem. They only bloom in springtime during Passover. The rest of the 20 pollens follow the provenance of where the shroud has been for the last 2,000 years.
Are you serious?
We know Jesus is crucified on April 3rd, AD 33. Sean, it's the best established fact of the ancient world. If we cannot believe that Jesus was crucified under Roman crucifixion based on the sources and evidence, we shouldn't believe that Caesar crossed the Rubicon in 49 BC. Jesus' death and resurrection is the best evidential fact established from late antiquity, and the evidence bears that out.
So obviously, coming off of Easter, there's discussion of resurrection. And Liza, I just saw your message, and yes, you are correct. Can't talk about Easter without talking about resurrection. So I took some time to look up the definition of the word resurrection. And the word resurrection is defined as the action or fact of restoring a dead person to life, or of being restored to life. Say that one more time. The action or fact of restoring a dead person to life, or of being restored to life. Now, there's also a second definition to the word resurrection. The second definition is as such: the revitalization or revival of something. The revitalization or revival of something. Now, here's what I find interesting, right? Like when I think of the word revival, right? Like if somebody, I think in my brain, I see like a lifeguard and they're like, the person's like passed out, they're doing CPR, and they're trying to revive them, right? Or I see, when I think of these words, resurrection or revived, I see like a tree that's lost all its leaves. It looks like it's dead, but all of a sudden it's coming back to life, right? We have a money tree here in the office. We have a money tree, and that money tree, we always tease, when it's doing great, when the business is doing great, the money tree is doing great. When the business isn't doing great, the money tree ain't doing great, right? And so I thought a lot about this word resurrection, and it's interesting to me that no matter which definition you use of it or how you ultimately apply it, I find it really interesting that both definitions are intimately intertwined with death. Like something must die in order for there to be a resurrection or a revival, right? Like something must die. Marilyn just put, you can resurrect a historic building, right? Old building must die. The old shingles, the old paint, the old whatever, in order for there to be some sort of new life, right? And what's interesting to me about that is it's not just true for those two words, it's actually true in most aspects of you and I's lives, if not every aspect of our lives. Like obviously, if you think about it, right? If you think about it, let's go through the 8 pillars real quick. If you think about it when it comes to the 8 pillars, right? So faith, in order for us to have faith, obviously there is the resurrection of Christ coming back from the dead. It's an integral piece of the Christian religion. But there's also, when it comes to an understanding of faith, there has to be a death to this idea that you are not a spiritual being. There has to be death to your connection or attachment to the physical world, the physical universe. There has to be, whichever religion you choose, there is no faith, right? You can't take that action without death to an alternative belief, which would be no faith. When it comes to your family, well, I guess I did fitness next. When it comes to fitness, right? In order for you to live that healthy lifestyle that you may desire, there has to be death to, in my case, I had to put death to sleeping in because there was not enough time to work out while sleeping in. Maybe there's a weight goal that you need to hit and it's diet related. So there's got to be death to certain foods in order for you to have life when it comes to your diet. There has to be death to comfort in order for you to do that thing that is uncomfortable, right? Something must die. When you look at family dynamics, death to selfishness, death to promiscuity, right? When it comes to relationships with our friends, it's death to our egos, death to expectations. When it comes to our finances, it could be death to spending, death to being reactive versus proactive, death to spending versus investing, right? We talked about spending versus investing in here. Death to impulse buying. When it comes to our careers, it might mean death to mediocrity. Or death to the water cooler gossip talk that keeps you in the pocket doing what everyone else is doing. When it comes to our education, we have to put death to misconceptions, death to this belief that we might have that we don't like to read. Everyone loves to read deep down inside. They just at some point made you read things you didn't love. When you started reading things you didn't love, you developed a hatred for reading. But I have yet to meet a child, and I have a lot of them. I have yet to meet a child whose eyes and minds do not get filled with wonder when they're first handed a book, when they learn how to spell, when they learn the sounds of the ABCs, when they learn all of these things. You cannot keep a child from wanting to read. But as we grow up and we read more crap that we don't want to, that changes. So when it comes to the education pillar, there has to be death to the beliefs that we have around. Maybe we have a belief that we're not a good student or that we don't learn well. Maybe there's a belief that our ADHD won't allow us to be able to do that, or whatever title or label we may have been given or given ourselves, right? There must be death to that. When it comes to the mental health, the way that we look at and believe and view ourselves, there has to be death to negativity. There has to be death to things like grief, death to regret, death to shame. See, in nature, summer must die in order for fall to arise. Fall must die in order for winter to show up. Winter must die in order for the season we're in now. Animals must die in order to feed the land. Everything is a cycle: life, death, resurrection. And that's why these words have become so powerful. 3 little words that are so incredibly impactful because they sum up, though tied to a certain religion, they sum up the whole of humanity and existence. The whole of the universe is summed up in literally 3 words. Those 3 words are, He has risen. You see, He has risen points to the fall, because you cannot rise until you've been knocked down. He has risen points to death, because there is no resurrection without death to something. He has risen points to life and hope, which is by nature what every day is. The reason we're drawn to the sunrise is it's a symbol of life and hope. The reason we have dreams is they are symbols of life and hope. The reason we look forward to another day and we're grateful for this day we've been given is because it symbolizes life and hope. He has risen points to the fall, points to the death, and points to the rise, the resurrection. It is through the resurrection that we are given hope. It is through the resurrection that we are given life. And this is not a sermon on the Christian religion. This is not a sermon on my belief in Jesus and Him rising from the cross. This is not a sermon in any way, shape, or form on anything other than the fact that in order for us to become the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be, you and I have to understand that there is a death required to what was in order for us to move towards what could be. Unfortunately, I do believe you can have your cake and eat it too when it comes to I can be wealthy, I can be healthy, I can be joyful, I can have a beautiful family and an amazing career. Like, I believe that you can have it all when it comes to that. I truly do. But when it comes to becoming the best version of yourself, like you don't get to have it all. You don't get to eat all of the crap and be extra healthy. Sorry. You don't get to be in multiple promiscuous relationships and have healthy marriage. On that one, you gotta choose a path, bro. So in some cases, you just don't get to have it all. But the great news is by choosing what those are, you can live. You do get to have it all, if that makes sense. So we're going to really dive into this rise up concept this week. We're going to dive into this truth that there has to be death in order for there to be a resurrection, that there has to be a minus in order to put in a plus. We're in this new challenge this week, the +1 -1 challenge for 67 days. We are adding one thing to our life that we are going to do daily for 67 days, and we're subtracting one thing from our life that we're not going to do for 67 days. And this +1 -1 dynamic is required for growth. A lot of times we just want to do the add, but we don't focus on, like, we have hope and we are excited about life and we are excited about the change, but we forget that there has to be a death to another aspect of us in order for that life to have a basis to grow in, if that makes sense. The soil that must be planted is through the death. There is no resurrection without death. So we're going to dive into that a little bit more this week. Hope I explained that the right way. And I hope that you have an amazing, over the top, incredibly special Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again right here on #RiseAndGrind. I'm going to go hang out on Clubhouse, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Brick by brick, yeah, that's the way. 1 foot forward every single day. Just stacking up the wins, building up the lane. Brick, 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 brick. Don't ever stop the grind. Leave the old self behind. Brick, 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 brick.
What was the other thing? You're not old enough to get into dispatch. Well, yeah, then aren't you gonna eat something?
I will.
Are you the one with the baby fever right now?
No?
I'm